Okay, this is like the 5th time I've tried to record this video, so please bear with me. My thoughts on this matter aren't really concluded, and I'm getting kind of tired of trying to organize them in a very reliable manner. Sometimes thoughts just go on their own. Okay, so this is not answering a question that a person teamed me. This is a different video, so if you are that person, please quietly exclude yourself from this video unless you really want to watch it. In which case, just watch it. It doesn't bother me either way. So, anyways, review. This is a response to a man named Evidence, who was responding to another guy who doesn't really understand what he's talking about. That concept of supernaturalism, which would be the belief in supernatural. And this guy Evidence posts a defense of atheistic naturalism, because the first guy didn't quite know what he was talking about. I don't either. I'm just putting in my 2 cents, because maybe they will help you to understand supernaturalists a bit better than you do now. And yes, this video is directed to you, Evidence, so there you go. I've watched some of your videos, and I'm pretty impressed with the graphics, but as to some of the ideas, I could disagree on some of them. Anyways, so, for everyone who's not Evidence, let me explain. This is the universe, the circle. A naturalist lives in the universe. Basically what he, she, or it can observe is what they believe in. They believe in facts, hard evidence. Kind of like a judge. The judge doesn't say, well, the victim's mother believed that guy did it, so surely that guy did it. That would not be a naturalist at all. They might consider things like that, but they would not, believe in that stuff without evidence, such as that guy had a knife with blood on it. Anyways, so the circle would be the universe, and the supernaturalist lives outside of the universe, or outside of the circle, outside of the universe, whatever you call it. My point being, the circle is the universe is what we can observe. We can't observe everything, so therefore the universe is constrained to our human anemones, our human failures. It is literally shaped to us, our behaviors, our instincts, everything. It just shapes us, because we can't observe things outside of ourselves. We can't observe okay, let me put it this way. A lot of people argue that there are about 24 dimensions. Most common people know 4, 3D movies, for example. Basically, lines, length and width, which is cartoons. Length, width, depth, length, width, and depth, sorry. And that would be 3D, fractal geometry, whatever. Then, there's time. And that's a whole nother concept, because you can't manipulate it. You can manipulate lengths. You can manipulate depths. You can manipulate the depth of something. You can't really manipulate time. You can slow it down a little bit by going really fast, but you can't manipulate it. So, anyways, point being, we can't observe some things. The fact of the matter is, even the things that we can manipulate in this universe, we can't observe. For instance, Pluto. This is just an example. If Pluto is outside of the known universe, as we know it, our reality, our kind of sphere of what we know to be the universe. If Pluto is outside of that, then it's automatically supernatural? Not really. It's still there. We just can't factually prove it. So therefore, naturalists would believe that Pluto doesn't exist. That's kind of questionable. That's a very gray area, and evidence, I would really appreciate it if you did a video on that, because that would explain a lot. Um, sorry, my throat's getting sore. 5 videos in. Only one should work, hopefully. So, that's the thing. You know, the circle is what we see. It's not what actually is, because there are things that we don't see. You know, for instance, there could be a 7th dimension that involves singing ghosts that we know nothing about. You know, we can't physically observe it, we can't manipulate it, so therefore it just doesn't exist. Not really. It's still there. We just can't quantify it. We can't wrap our minds around it. And there are 2 ways, 2 very clear ways to prove this. One, what I've already described briefly, is time. And the easiest way to say this is ask any kind of naturalist what happened before the Big Bang. They're going to say, well, there was nothing before the Big Bang. And that's when you say, well, time had to have existed before the Big Bang for the Big Bang to happen in a given amount of time. And first it's going to be like, whoa, wait a second, time. And then, you know, you think about it for a second, and it's still kind of hard to wrap your mind around, but it makes a lot of sense. It makes logical sense, to put it in a very factual manner for you, but it does make sense. You know, time existed before the other 3 dimensions that we can see, hear, touch, you know, taste, all those nice things. In another way to prove this, you know, our lives are limited in time. We cannot prolong our life very long. You know, we can't make it last forever. You know, our lives end, and that's it. Cut and dry. Some people believe that there are things after our lives. You know, some people don't. That's just fact. I'm not disputing that. But what I'm saying is, at some point you got to say, well, we can't control time. We don't know. We can't prove things past a given amount of time. You can't prove things past what? The Big Bang. What if there was something before the Big Bang? It's pretty close-minded to say, well, we can't prove it so it doesn't exist. Time must have existed before the Big Bang, logically. If not, what made time? I mean, time is kind of like gravity. It's just static. It's constant. And gravity, of course, started, and it's going to end at some point when our ozone runs out, because we're very irresponsible people. But time doesn't just run out because of things we do, because it's not affected by us. You know, it's not affected by physical circumstances, so therefore the Big Bang wouldn't really affect time. Time is still there. So therefore, what started time? Nothing. So time was there before the Big Bang. That's a lot of facts that I just hit you with, but it makes a lot of sense. It can't be quantified. It can't be proven, because we can't go back that far physically. It's outside of the circle. Does that make it supernatural? No. No, that doesn't. But what I'm saying is, there are things that we might not ever know about that are out there, and we can't prove it. We might not even know it exists. For instance, what if they're aliens? We don't know. I mean, for the longest time, we didn't know Pluto existed. I mean, 80 years later, we said that it's not a planet. Anyways, going on. Second way to prove time, or second way to prove that our universe is very limited, science in particular is limited in measuring our universe, is define intelligence using only scientific basis. When I say scientific basis, not wordplay. You know, don't say intelligence is a synonym to this, and this is quantified. Say This is what quantifies intelligence. This is what scientifically calls us intelligent. Science can describe feelings. It can explain feelings. It can explain depression, anger, hatred, sadness, chemical reactions in the brain. It physically exists. We can manipulate it. We can take drugs to make us feel happy or sad. We can do things like that. But we can't do things, per se, to make a person intelligent. You know, that's not really scientifically possible. You can't do things to make a person act a certain way. We can't, like communism. Communism was an idea. It wasn't a physical thing. We can't manipulate it. It's just an idea. Of course, we can abuse it. The church abuses power a lot. The church isn't even theologically, it's not even theologically valid. It's not even valid according to the Bible. The church should not even exist. So let's just get that straight. The church should not exist. The people that lead the church should not exist. They shouldn't exist in that way. That was not the function of Jesus' life and death. Okay? And in ethics, I could just go on for hours. I'm not going to go there. And according to, lost my train of thought. Anyways, so, okay, it came back. Okay, Robespierre, let's just get this out of the way. Churches, the movement of atheism, of non-belief in religions, they can both be abused. Let's just get that straight. People's beliefs or non-beliefs can be abused. A non-answer is still an answer, and it can be abused. You vote, no matter which way you vote, someone could just choose to not count it and make up their own vote in your place. It can still be abused. So, anyways, time. So, anything outside the three dimensions, we have to be able to quantify. How do we do that? We use the three dimensions to quantify the fourth. Kind of makes sense when you think about it, like a square, you can prove that one corner exists by citing the angles on the other three corners. Now, surely there must be a point there. Anyways, but it still requires a varying degree of belief. It's not inside the circle, per se. The circle is what is happening this very instant, this very second. If you slow down time enough, and, as I said, I'm not a genius on this stuff, but if you slow down time enough, everything is a still picture. Like this video, you pause it, you play it, pause, play, pause, play. I look like I'm still the entire time, and I'm moving, but I'm still. I just lost my train of thought again. Man, this is just not my day. But, might have to do another video. Just kidding. But we can't really quantify time very well. I mean, we can't just say, this is time. Time is, this. We apply our ideas to it. That does not really define time, per se. We can't... Okay, basically what I'm saying is there are dimensions outside of our control. There are dimensions that we can't exactly necessarily observe. So therefore, to say that everything outside of our known universe is supernatural is quite ludicrous, because we can't observe everything in the universe. That's the point of this video. I hope that it was quite informational and not as confused as I think it is right now, because I am just, out of my mind confused. My thoughts on this aren't exactly concluded, and I would really appreciate some more videos. Yes, I am grounded in my beliefs, and yes, I do study ethics and biology. No, I do not study this stuff, so please forgive me. Anyways, thank you for watching. Auf Wiedersehen, and expect another video answering some questions from me. Thank you.